Well, welcome fossil hunting with me along the Jurassic coast. I've just knocked that small ammonite called Microceras out of the rock. That's preserved in calcite. It's a bit eroded on the back. Watch out for all these dangerous landslides and mudslips occurring along the Jurassic coast after all the stormy wet weather. Here's a nice find out along towards the east of Lyme Regis on the 2008 Lyme Regis landslide. And also too here in someone's footstep, they've left their boot print almost on the fossil. It's quite a nice Cainicites turneri ammonite. Looks like a hot cross bun, that sort of shape on the surface of it in limestone, and it's preserved in fool's gold. The actual ammonite around the edges there, it's protruding out. So I'm walking along looking for pyrite ammonites, trying to do a bit of sieving. Here's some iron pyrite ammonites, pieces of them. Let's get some sieving done. Well, a good patch on the beach is where you see this metallic-like material, which is actually iron pyrite, a mineral. And the iron pyrite's good for sieving in. The ammonite's preserved in pyrite, and so the sea concentrates them in certain pockets when the sea scours out the beach and leaves this heavier material in certain pockets on the beach, where you get the ammonites and the pyrite and metal from the old Victorian bottle dump. You see quite a lot of that in places, and I found a few little bits of iron pyrite ammonite here on the surface, and that leads me to believe there might be one or two good ones in the patch once I sieve it through, and you'll see as I go what I get. The ones preserved in iron pyrite are so beautiful, really golden and shiny. It's well worth getting those. They're quite a delight to find, and I'm going to sieve through all this material shortly, so have a look with me what I spot in the green potting sieve, and you'll see in between the iron pyrite, in the sort of patches on the beach where pyrite exists, there's a lot of broken bits of ammonite. The sea does its worst for wear with a lot of this material. So here I go, sieving away, see what I can pick in amongst all that pyrite. The waterfall has started to dry up now in this settled weather here along the Jurassic coast. Well, I've got my safety glasses and a nicely weighted hickory handled hammer, and you can see there on that small piece of eroded limestone, that layered rock, a sign of an ammonite protruding out of the edge. You can see that calcite ammonite in the rock, and one eroded on the outside too. So I'm going to go knock, knock, knock and see who's there and split that layered material like slate. And you can see there's a bit of a pronounced bump there where one of the ammonites, Microceras, is in the rock. So a bit of careful tapping and splitting around should relieve that little ammonite there from the matrix. It's quite careful work. You learn a lot of skills when you're dealing with this layered limestone rock, and like I said, it splits like slate, and you hope to open up the little ammonite inside and knock the ammonite out of the rock hole. And watch with me as I tackle this little fossil specimen preserved in calcite. Well, there's nothing like having a sandwich out in the open air, out in the fresh air, and I've got my cost of living crisis sandwich here, marked down at 65p, so quite a nice sandwich to eat on the beach before I go and do a bit more fossil collecting. I'm here on the 2008 Lyme Regis landslide. What a completely clear beach you can see there of people. It's the 29th of January, time for doing some fossil hunting after the winter storms. It seems almost spring-like now. Here's one of those deceptive little places on the beach where you get quicksand-like mud in places. So best to walk around these mudslides and mud slips and head down at the low tide area around these areas where you could be getting stuck in if you don't really pay attention to where you walk. Absolutely beautiful day here at Lyme Regis. I've headed east from Lyme Regis down towards Charmouth. I'm going to go and scrabble around back on the 2008 Lyme Regis landslide, and here you can see I found another little lead figure, quite extraordinarily eroded on the beach, looks quite strange. There is the sun going down over Lyme Regis. A really nice evening. Well, a nice calm evening here, and not many people on the beach. A nice streak of wood up here on this limestone rock ahead. And I've brought out a polished piece of wood that I did, and I'm going to show you that a bit further down in front of Church Cliffs at low tide. I'll show you a nice piece of wood there on the beach. I used my lapidary skills to polish this piece of monkey puzzle tree up, and you can see the lovely structure the fossilized specimen of monkey puzzle tree has got. And on my way back into Lyme, as the sun goes down, I pass the Mary Anning statue as usual. Lovely to see that every day as I come back, as the tide comes in. As I head back with the setting sun over Lyme Regis down there in the distance, I've got a bit of good news for you. I'm going back on a venture to Mike Harrison's pond, and I'll show you some of his fossil finds from the winter when I get over to his place shortly, and that'll be my next new video upload on YouTube. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel, and I'll make this new video shortly for the future. Thanks very much for watching, and see you in the next one.